Sorry. Hi. Okay, I'm kind of not all fixed up. Not that I normally am. Anyway, I have an issue when I wear makeup or anything, my face breaks out. But I don't know why I always come off first with that. I think I got to explain myself and I shouldn't have to. Someday I might get past that. Anyway, I just did. I'm trying to catch up on my videos. I got a couple more I got to get done. And now that I have this new phone, it seems like things are working. And so today I've been busy. I was out, had to go grocery shopping. I don't like grocery shopping, so I wait until my cupboards and everything is empty. So I was in there for, I don't know, a couple of hours because I had to stop at two different stores. Picked up some stuff for at the dollar store for Wednesday when we do our vision board. Pretty excited about that. And then the grocery store. And then when I got home, the wind had blown so much snow, drifted to the side. It was like way up on my car. And the people that live behind us, they don't have four-wheel drive. Well, she doesn't. She just has a little car. So I was out there going back and forth with my vehicle to get some of it down. And then I had to shovel my walk, which is pretty long, before I could even get groceries in. So, but at least it wasn't windy like it was this morning when I went out to get my garbage can. And oh my gosh, I was froze. I definitely came in the house and put some longer socks on. So this one is time management, tips on time management. Right now, I don't I shouldn't say that. I do stuff and I have to have time for it because I have my paparazzi, which I'm scheduling lives for Monday night. I think I got burnt out doing it every single night. I mean, Sunday through Saturday, I was really trying to work it like a business, forgetting that when I worked for a company, I actually had the weekends off. And so I got burned out and I just kind of quit doing everything. I'm sometimes an all or nothing. I'm trying not to do that. Plus, with my health, I can't sit. Sometimes I can sit for long periods. Sometimes I can't. I don't know why that is. My legs start itching really bad and then I just can't stand it. It's the nerves are kind of like on fire. But anyway, so tips. I'm going to back up to when I was a single mom. I was a single mom raising two kids. And I was raising them, going to school full time, like I think it was 18 to 22 credits, and trying to work a full time job. Well, I worked a part time job at first, and that just wasn't bringing enough money in, and then I went to work a full time. Well, in order for me to do that, I didn't have a planner at the time, except for at my job, but I did have I guess you'd kind of call it like a sheet, and it had time from the 5 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. And I filled every single one of those little squares in with what I needed to do. I needed to wake up, get a shower, needed to get the kids up, and I would do their baths the night before and lay their clothes out. You will not believe the time you save if you, or you even have your kids, if they're a little older, lay their clothes out. It saves a lot of steps in the morning if you have that already, because they already know what they're going to wear, have their shoes there so they know where their shoes are, and you're not hunting for them the last minute. I know that's happened with my grandkids and stuff, and it flusters me. When they come here and they spend the night here, we know where their shoes are, we know where their clothes are, all that kind of stuff. Of course, normally they don't have to go to school the next day. It's just, hanging out and then when they got to go. So those are just some tips that I use as far as getting them up in the morning and getting, them ready. I would get up a little bit earlier so I could get ready, and then I would have time to get them ready when they were younger. When they got a little bit older, then, they could dress themselves and stuff. So that gave me a little bit more time. I would spend time with them as much as I could, helping them with their homework and everything. We never had cell phones when they did come out. We never had them at the table. We actually sat at a table and we would talk about our days and different things. And then they had, homework to do when they got home. That was first. So they did their homework and then they could go play. Oh, they had chores too. My kids had chores. I know a lot of kids nowadays, as you got chores, they don't have chores. I'm like, how do they no wonder they don't learn responsibility if they don't have chores. I feel that every kid should have chores. I mean, it doesn't have to be come home and into the night kind of chores. You just simple so they have a responsibility. Rather, it's just do dishes. Like when I was growing up, Tuesdays was vacuuming. Of course, when I grew up, we had to get up early in the morning and feed the animals and stuff. My kids didn't have that because we didn't live on a farm or anything. But they had to dust a certain day, vacuum a certain day. I never really had them help with laundry, except to put their clothes away because 90% of the time I was going to a laundromat. I'm trying to remember. I think they were way older when I actually got a washer and dryer. Being a single parent, you don't usually have money to spend on yourself, and I was always the type of person that spent on the kids or somebody else. But let's see, time management. It's just all about planning and saving steps. Like in the mornings, have the clothes already laying out the night before, have the kids bath at night or shower or whatever, and you do your morning routine before they get up. Your makeup, your hair, and all that kind of stuff. You'll be amazed how much time that saves. And let's see, in the afternoon, I used to make my kids' lunches, and sometimes they got the free lunch, or I'd pay for lunches depending on where the income sat and everything like that. And so if I had to do lunches, I would make them the night before. And if it was like peanut butter and jelly or something like that, and the little snacks in the Ziploc bags. But if they had I made them like a bologna sandwich or something like that. I don't like bologna anymore. But if I did that and it had mayo on it, I wouldn't make those the night before, because I don't know about you, but I always thought the bread would get kind of icky. It's got to sit there all day anyway. And so if I made those kind of sandwiches that had mayo or something like that on it, then I would do it in the morning before I got them up, or while they were getting ready, after I got ready. And so I kind of had a routine down like that, and I would get them off to school, whether it depended on the school they were at the time, be either the bus, I'd, walk them out to the bus, or when they got older, they went out to the bus themselves, or I would take them to school if it was close enough. I think there was one school they went to, they actually walked, but that was pretty close to the house. And then when evening came, I usually had to pick them up at an after-school program. I can't remember what they called it back then, but I would pick them up and then we would go home. I'd already have the meals pulled out. Here's another thing I did is on Sundays, I took Sundays and I would buy like a turkey and hamburger, and I would cook the turkey up, and then I would cook hamburger and stuff, and I'd make pre-made meals. I don't have energy or desire to do that anymore. There's just two of us here. But when I had the kids and was working and going to school, did I want to spend my Sundays that way? Not really, but me and the kids did it together when they got older, and I would make the sauces and everything and put in the freezer. So all we have to do is I made homemade spaghetti sauce, and we would just have to add the noodles, and then we pull that out. So a lot of the things I would prepare on Sunday, and then it was just, kind of warming up or pulling it out the night before, and then just making things up that way. And I also, one of the kids' favorite dishes back then is I would buy the breaded chicken nuggets, not the kind that are in the freezer. They were actually over in the frozen area, but a different kind of package. I don't know how to explain it. But they were just regular round chicken nuggets, and I would take those and warm them up and put cream of mushroom soup or cream of chicken soup in with it and simmer it up, and that's what they would have for dinner on the nights when I was really busy with homework and stuff. Real simple. It only took a few minutes. I'm all about cooking things quickly, and I've been really bad about buying more processed food, so I'm trying to get back. Like most of the groceries I bought now, I need to pull the meat out and actually cook the meal up, because I prefer there's more. There's not as much salt in them. They're a lot healthier if you put your own spices in it. If you look at the carbs, which is the sugars and the sodium in a lot of those made meals, freezer meals that you get and stuff, they are very unhealthy. So yeah, if you prepping and taking one day and cooking all your, planning out your week and cooking all those meals up and everything. And there's a lot of things out there now that I had no clue to. You go on Pinterest and I'm like, oh, I wished I'd have known this when my kids were young, of how you can organize your fridge, and or get like a shoe caddy and put on your pantry door, and then put snacks in it for each day. So Sunday the kids would grab these snacks, like chips and stuff like that, on the door. And then in the fridge you can have little cubbies, put plastic thing in there, and some of them have string cheese in them, some of them have ham, and on the front people have put, take one of these, two of these, one of these. And then there's another one, a bigger one, says snacks. Those are snacks for when they come home. I'm like, oh, this would have saved me a lot of time. It's a little bit to get it all ready, but not really any more time than you would spend watching a movie or playing a game on the phone. So those are tips that could save you. Check them out on Pinterest. Google it. There are all kinds of things out there that weren't out there before. My phone keeps turning on my little spindle thing I have here. So yeah, tips, planning night before. Do stuff, whatever you can possible, the night before. Take a day out of the week and just cook up. You can involve the kids if they're older. Prepare meals for the next week. You could even do it for 2 weeks if you want to plan it that way. I try to buy everything I need for a month, as far as staples and pantry and stuff like that, even meat. I've just started today with Butcher Block. I think that's what it's called. Butcher Box. Maybe that's what it was called. I can't even think now. So I'm going to start ordering my meat from them. The thing I find interesting, I've been reading up on it and doing it for a couple months now, looking at it, and what people think, reviews, different stuff, the kind of meat they have. They have all kinds of different packages. You can have it shipped automatically monthly. I picked the smaller one, but they offer free meat. You can customize your box to what you want. I just kind of picked the first one. And if I don't eat a lot of meat anymore. Almost to the point I might start eating it and then I have a problem with it. But I haven't been able to go fully vegan or vegetarian or whatever that's called, because I just can't seem to give up the meat all the way. So if you are vegan or vegetarian, I apologize. But if you do eat meat and are interested in this, let me know and I will send you a link and you can check it out for yourself. I'm liking this thing to start ordering online meats, foods, everything. And not because I'm lazy, because that used to be my thought in my head. It's to stop me from impulse buying. Today, I didn't really do that. I did buy a few things, like to put in my water, because I'm getting tired of just plain water. And so I bought a few things, and I have to check labels with everything, so it takes me longer. I check the carbs and per serving. And so it takes me a little longer, especially if I'm buying new stuff and I don't know. Anyway, so I got off track of my time save. Well, it's going to be a time saver for me because I'm not going to have to shop for the meat. It's going to be automatically delivered to me, and I can change my package and customize it any way I want, anytime. And so if we don't eat a lot of the chicken or beef or whatever, and then this time, and they send free meat. Like this time I got a keto friendly package with it, which means they're going to send extra meat. I can't remember how many pounds, plus a pound of bacon and a pound or 2 pounds of salmon. So on top of that, they're free because of my first box. And so anytime anything has free added to it, I'm all for it. So I've even been looking at the vegan one, but again, like I said, I haven't been able to give up meat fully, but I don't eat as much as I used to. And let's see. So I'm trying to think what else. I got sidetracked, but, and I know I'm at 15 minutes here. Schedule, do what you can the night before. For me now, because as you can see, my brain just goes foggy and everything, I have a planner. And I haven't wrote in it yet. I started to write in it the end of December, and I got it back there by my computer desk. And I got sick. Well, not sick. I've been having these headaches for like over a year now, off and on. And I keep checking my sugars. They're okay. And some different things. And I have like a little lump back here. I think it's scar tissue, but I don't know. And so I've been concerned, and today's about the first day I haven't had a major headache. And so I thought, well, I'll get these videos done and go to the doctor. So if you have brain fog and you just can't stay focused, planner, planner, planner. I even use, not always the planner, I have scratch paper, and what I do is I write down everything I want to get done that day. And I use a highlighter because for me, visual is great. So and I love color. So if I mark that out, it's like, yes, I got something done. And so I feel I have a productive day if I get half of my list done. And it's just writing down in the morning. I think of the things I have done, which is what I used to do at my business. I had a planner, had a one that went down the middle. That's the stuff that would be for all week. And then I had the daily that I filled out. Now, if I didn't get all the daily done, I would add it to that weekly one and I would move it to the next day. Because I finally learned that you don't have to do everything in one day. That was a big problem for me when I was working. I'd stay after hours and everything to get everything done on that list. I got in a lot of trouble because I was staying after work. I wasn't on the clock, but I still got in trouble for it. So anyway, suggestions, just tips. If you have any tips, feel free to share. I would love to learn more for a person that has a hard time focusing and can't seem to stay on a schedule and get things done that I want to do. So anything you have for me would help me too. So have a good one. Talk to you later.